entrepreneur and you're looking for direction, I want to warn you that sometimes those people who seem like they're around you to help are actually going to become your biggest obstacle. So imagine this. Imagine somebody was not a very good surfer. I live here in St. Augustine, Florida, and sometimes we get we get hurricane swells and they produce decent waves, but not everyone's a surfer. For example, my skill level isn't very good. I've only stood up on a surfboard a couple of times. I tend to body surf or body board. Still same waves, but different things just because of my knees and all of that. So I want you to imagine how I might feel or what might happen if someone of my skill level, what would happen if I were suddenly in the waves of Waimea or Chiapu or like you pick a big wave anywhere, it probably could be pretty dangerous for me, right? Now, imagine maybe you had the ability to surf. You were built different, you were skinnier, your knees were better, and and you had the ability to obtain more skill than I could. And you came into my orbit somehow, and I were to tell you, hey, don't go in those big waves. You're just going to get crushed. Don't go in those big waves. They might kill you. Don't go in those big waves. And so imagine that scenario. You might be safe because that's safety for me. It certainly keeps you from experiencing the dangers of what would be out there. So, if your objective was to be safe, you definitely get to feel and experience that safety. However, you're probably going to be missing your purpose. And that's exactly what happens when we um, take advice from people who don't understand your calling. There are some people that just can't hear or do things the way that you hear or do things. And so while every man or every person, every woman you should be able to learn from them. Posture, like you have that posture of humility to where you can learn from them. You still have the ability to see yourself in the midst of all things, no matter what. I love. I have this little stone here because it's a reminder of what the gift of God is to you. When you know your gift, that gift is you're able to turn it so many different ways and get so many new forms of blessing. You can find new opportunities. You take that gift, you apply it to a new opportunity, a new opportunity, a new opportunity. But someone who doesn't know that gift, can't understand that gift, they're going to keep you in the safety zone. They're going to keep you in the little waves that they know how to surf. And they're going to keep you out of the place of your brilliance. So here's all you need to know, and this is from the lesson this morning. I have my son. I like turtles, great. All right, I got someone who's it's Mish. Hey, I'm glad you like turtles. So I was with my son this morning. We were doing entrepreneur school because he's determined that high school isn't the fastest way for him to get where he's going. He's finishing, but I'm a business coach, and so we're applying these principles for him to grow and build his own business. And here's a little, well, I guess I can draw the drawing rather than show you the drawing. The question is this: if you're going somewhere and you know where you want to get to, what are the two things you need to know? What does your phone need to know to get you there? It needs to know where you're going, and it needs to know where you're starting. Where you're starting is who you are. It's who you are as an individual, and where you're going is what you want. Sometimes you're going to know what God wants you to want. Sometimes it's just whatever you want. It doesn't matter. As long as you know these two things, who am I and what do I want, everything else becomes an expression of that. Everything else becomes the quest from that. But sometimes we're taking instructions from people who have no clue of who you are because they only see themselves. So anyway, just a warning, find some people who are doing some of the big wave surfing, take some instruction from them. And if you're someone that's trying to find your entrepreneur design, stay tuned. Be with us here in School of Professional Design. We're definitely more geared up towards helping people partner with God end their business quest and plan on coming at you pretty quick here. But I just got my shoes laced up, so I'm going for a walk. I hope you're good. Next time.